Okay, so we are still looking at proportions, proportionality, but today we're going to bring in percent. Okay, so the percent proportion is right here. It's part over whole equals percent over 100. And the other one it's basically the same thing, but it has little clue words in it. Is over of equals percent over 100. So you use this. One ratio compares a part of a quantity to a whole quantity. The other ratio shows the equivalent percent written as a fraction over 100. So basically, if you have a part of a whole and you want to see what percent that is, this is what you use. So let's say there's, 5 kids out of my entire 17 students that are wearing Vans. Okay, so if I wanted to turn that into a percent, I would put 5 over, I don't know what number I said anymore, 17 or something. So that's how you would figure out what percent that is, using this proportion. Okay, so let's look at example A. The Houston Astros won 9 out of their last 15 games. What percent of the games did the Astros win? Okay, so it's part over whole equals percent over 100. Okay, so the part is the ones that they won. Okay, so there's 9 that they won out of their 15 total games. And we want to know what percent that is. That's the question that they're asking. So that's our X out of 100. Anytime you're doing the percent proportion, this is always 100. So now all we have to do is solve. Okay, so I have 15 times X is 15X. And that equals 9 times 100. So 15X equals 9 times 100 is 900. Now I need to divide both sides by 15. So I have 900 divided by 15. 15 will not go into 9. It will go into 90. How many times? Don't know your 15s? Guess and check. I usually start with 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, let's try 6. 15 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 90. That's exactly what we needed there. So that's 6. And then we have this one extra 0 comes straight up. So that means if they won 9 out of their last 15 games, they won 60% of their games, of the last 15 games. Okay. Let's look at example B because it actually is also a percent proportion. Sometimes they can use a circle graph or a bar graph to give you a percent proportion problem. So the circle graph below shows the results of the election for 7th grade class president. If 6 people voted for Devin, then how many total students voted in the election? Okay, so Devin is right here. He had 15%, he or she, I don't know. So we use our percent proportion. Part out of whole equals percent over 100. Okay, it says 6 people voted for Devin. So only the people that voted for Devin, that's the part. So that's 6 over, and we don't know the whole. That's what they're asking us. How many total? That's what we're trying to find, the whole. The percent, this is what we were solving for X in the last one, but on this one, we know what the percent is. They told us. So that's 15 over 100. Okay, so now we solve our proportion. X times 15 is 15X, and that equals 6 times 100. 15x equals 600. Divide both sides by 15. So I have 600 divided by 15. 15 will not go into 6. It will go into 60 exactly 4 times. I have an extra 0. I take that straight up. So that means that there were 40 students that voted in the election. Okay. Let's go on to the next section.